Hello, friends in Practicum. How's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing fine. I'm extremely tired. This has been a super long week, ending with my wife's birthday party tonight and trying to get homework done and seeing clients and things like that. I think we all can relate. It's massively crazy. So I'm talking about week three's information on the informed consent, which is a hard part for me at work or at Practicum, not work. And so, actually, I'm hoping I can get everyone's view on that, everyone's thought. Uh, when I sit down in front of a new client or couple, I sit there and I stumble. I go on point like, okay, what did my CEO or supervisor tell me to do? Okay, they told me to go over the price. Done. That's easy enough. Here's the sliding scale. This is how much you're going to pay, or you got a free session. 2, I'm supposed to talk about me. This is where I start stumbling. How much do I tell them? What do I, let them know? I want to be truthful. I want to be upfront. Hey, you're saying in front of a student who is scared to death that you're here and worried that I'm either going to break up your marriage or make you go nuts because I'm screwing up in some way. That's in the back of my head. Of course, I don't tell them that. I tell them that probably from consent that I'm new to the location, that I work for the state of California as a suicide prevention expert. I've had years of experience in mental health industry, which is not a lie. I'm there. I've been doing it, but just more on the policy side. So it just gives me a little bit more of a credibility. So I agree with that. Then, of course, I go over confidentiality. This is my biggest sticking point. I get so wrapped up and so nervous about what I'm saying is I forget to tell them, hey, if I ever see you out on the street, I'm not going to come up to you. I'm not going to acknowledge that you exist. I mean, other than, hello, like if we bump into each other kind of thing. I'm not going to say, oh, hi, Betsy, hey, glad to see you. Hope you're doing fine. That's not up to me, and that will make people, show that connection. I do want them to feel free that they can come up to me, and I'm not going to diss them if they open that communication. But I stumble with this part, and so, yeah. Okay, so after that, I start talking about if it's a couple, I go over my no lies, or no secrets policy, which that for some reason I have down pat. I have a good explanation for that, and it seems to work out pretty well. I tell them, hey, you tell me something in a private session, I won't bring it up if needed. So, either get a new therapist for your own individual work, or be prepared for me to tell you if you're cheating on your spouse. That's the basics of the no secrets policy, and for the informed consent. I also go over at this point that in the confidentiality part that I keep everything secret between me, but there might be rules and regulations and policies that require if I get subpoenaed, if I get other legal definition or legal advice to provide information, and that seems to go over well. But again, it makes me a little nervous because I feel like I'm not saying everything correct. What I did like in our discussion and our paperwork this time is to kind of go over the fact that I want them to know that I have to, in the event of harm to someone else, themselves or whoever, that I am going to break confidentiality. I'll admit that I haven't said that a lot, and I did have a new client today, and I did bring that up, so that's good that I remembered, so it helps. The question here is, what do I want to know before I was in therapist? Is I want to know what kind of therapy the therapist is thinking about doing with me. Many of my clients thus far have always just said, hey, tell us this. Am I right? Have I cheated? Is she right for doing this? Is he okay for doing that? And to me, that's kind of like an idea of a therapy. So I've spent several minutes with people explaining to them. Notice how it gets lighter if I move my hand? Sorry, I just noticed that. I've spent several minutes with people now explaining to them therapy is not for me telling you what to do. If you want that, find a life coach or pay me 10 times more and I'll be your life coach. But as a therapist, I'm here to help you discover what you need to do and what you want and what's best for you, because you're the expert in your own field or your own life. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've left out in any kind of informed consent, and I also think that's left out in what we've discussed thus far, the type of therapy you're going to provide. It doesn't have to be down and dirty to the point of, I'm going to do solution focus, or I'm going to do EDMR, or I'm going to do this, but it's more of like, we're here to help you, and you're going to be doing most of the work, and we're just basically here as your little person on your shoulder, speaking to you, telling you, hey, that's a good idea, that might not be the best idea, so on and so forth. So anyhow, hope that works. See you guys at our supervision.